Okay, so the aim of the game here is that we want to find the x and y-intercepts of various functions, and to do that, to find your y-intercept, you make x equal to 0, and we know that by this point this is our y-intercept because of the whole y equals mx plus c, so we know it's -7, but we're going to go through the process anyway because the function will change soon. So to find our y-intercept, we write this down, so make sure you are writing exactly what I am. So you want y-intercept x equals 0, so we keep the y here, we keep the 0, and here we go 2 times x, but we're making x 0 because anywhere along the y-axis, okay, we know that anywhere along here your x value is always going to be 0, hence x equals 0. So it becomes 2 times 0, take 7, and 2 times 0 is 0, 0 takes 7, so we end up with y equals -7. This gives me the y-intercept, which is a coordinate of 0, -7, because that's my x value, that's my y value. Okay, we now need to find our x-intercept, and similarly to the y-intercept, the x-intercept will occur when y equals 0. So we come back to our equation, and wherever y is now, we make that 0, so it becomes 0 equals 2x take 7. This is where you have to rock the algebra a little bit. We want to get x by itself. Now the 2 and the x are together until the bitter end. So we're going to get rid of the -7 first. How do you get rid of a take 7? You do the opposite, so we add 7. We add 7 to this side, it disappears. What you do to one side, you have to do the other. So this is technically 0 plus 7 equals 2x. There's nothing here because -7 plus 7 is 0. That cancels. So we're left with 7 equals 2x because 0 plus 7 is just 7. How do I get rid of the times 2 here? Opposite of times, divide, so it's 7 over 2 equals x. Now, I don't mind if you write x equals 7 over 2 or x equals 2 goes into 7 3 times with 1 left over as 3.5. So whichever one you prefer. I tend to go 7 over 2, 0, bang, and that's it. Now, we would finish off by making sure we graph this. And so we have our x-axis. Now you will actually, that's our y-axis and that's our x. You will actually use a ruler to do this. It's a little bit harder for me. So you get the ruler out, and then it's a simple matter of just labeling these. So 0 -7, you don't have to be accurate as long as your -7 is downstairs here, not upstairs. And 7 over 2, 0, so we can pop that here, 7 over 2, and we connect these dots, or these points, and that is y equals 2x take 7. And it's the same thing over and over again. The way that we can change this just a tad, just to make it trickier, is if we write this in a different form. So what if we had it as 5x take 2y equals, I don't know, let's go with 15. So it's in a different form, but to find the y-intercept, it's the same thing, and we're going to write it. When I say we, I mean you. So y-intercept, x equals 0, all over. Well, not all over, but we make y equals, make x equals 0. So up here, 5 times 0 is 0. So I'm not even going to write 5 times like we did up here. I'm just going to leave it as, well, that's now gone. I've got minus 2y equals 15. And how do I get rid of the times -2? Divide by -2, right? So we should know this stuff by now. And again, you're either thinking it's like that, or you're saying that's -7.5, however you wish to look at it. And don't forget, write the coordinates. So your x value is 0, your y value is -15 over 2. We now do our x-intercept. And again, it hasn't changed since last time. Your x-intercept will occur when y equals 0. So go back to our equation here. Wherever y is, we're going to replace it with 0. So the 5x is still there, but 2 times 0 is 0, so it becomes 5x equals 15. Now you could solve it from here because it's saying 5 times what equals 15, and I hope you all know 5 times 3 is 15. If you don't know that, or if it wasn't a nice thing to solve, to get rid of a times 5, you have to divide. And that's what we do. So we end up with x equals 3. And once again, don't forget, write it as a coordinate. And there we have it. Sketch this graph now. So same deal. Draw your y-axis. Okay. So you've drawn your axes, and now again your y-intercept minus, that's going to be down here, so minus 15 over 2, and then 3, 0, so again we're this side, so we go 3 and connect your intercepts, and that's it. So any equation that you have, right, every time do the same thing, y-intercept x equals 0, x-intercept y equals 0. Hope that helps.